If you don't like what is being said, then change the conversation. This famous line by Don Draper, the protagonist of the American hit television series Mad Men, perhaps best sums up Mohammad Yunus's strategy in Dhaka in 2025. Now, every time there is talk of elections in Bangladesh, the next round of elections, because please remember that Sheikh Hasina had to flee from her country in August, 5th August 2024, after a students' quota protest movement turned violent and turned into a mass movement for her resignation. And since then, there has been an interim government in power headed by caretaker to the interim government, Muhammad Yunus. But the Yunus government is not an elected government. It's a stopgap arrangement in Bangladesh, and it is supposed to hold the next round of elections as soon as possible in the country. But every time there is talk inside Bangladesh or outside of the next round of elections in the country, Muhammad Yunus talks about electoral reforms before elections are held. Most recently, on 4th of January, Muhammad Yunus said this to Rupa Haq, British parliamentarian, who was part of our UK delegation, UK business delegation to Bangladesh. He said that the next round of elections will be free and fair. He also assured Rupa Haq of two probable dates for the elections. He said the elections would either take place or at the end of 2025 or sometime in the middle of 2026. But he had a rider. The rider is that only when electoral reforms are in place will the next round of elections take place in Bangladesh. Now, electoral reforms can carry on forever. There was another meeting on 7th January between the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami head and Muhammad Yunus, where the Jamaat-e-Islami told Muhammad Yunus that not just electoral reforms, but there should be a national consensus and there should be national unity before the next round of elections are held in Bangladesh. Now, this can go on forever. Even the timeline that Yunus had suggested to Rupa Haq may not be adhered to if these reforms and a consensus building effort are carried out. I spoke to Bangladeshi journalist Sumi Khan, who told me that this is an illegal, illegitimate government that's in power in Bangladesh. Her words, not mine, and that Muhammad Yunus is feeling the pressure from all corners, from almost all parties in Bangladesh, political parties in Bangladesh, not just the Army League, which is out of power, but also the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the other big party in Bangladesh, to hold the next round of elections because the people of the country, as also the political parties in the country, want an elected government to be in power. Now, there are two things. One, of course, is this talk of reforms, but there is another thing that Yunus might resort to in order to hold on to power indefinitely because the current constitution does not recognize an interim government. Sumikhan says Yunus might want to change the constitution. Now, this almost happened on 31st December last year when the student conveners the student conveners had said that there will be a proclamation of July Revolution, and they said that on that day at 3 p.m. 33 p.m. 31st December, they would declare that proclamation of the July Revolution, which will make what they said is the Mujibbadi constitution, in as in the constitution during Mujib's time, null and void. And this is what they said at 3 p.m. 31st December. We will declare the proclamation of July Revolution. This will be the announcement of Bangladesh's next goals, dreams, and intentions. The declaration of 31st December at the Shahid Minar will be a legal recognition of the July Revolution. The Mujibbadi constitution should be buried. This was said by Hasnat Abdullah, who is convener of the anti-discrimination students movement. Now, doing away with the constitution has been current constitution has been one of the things that Jamaat has been asking for a long time. Jamaat, in fact, as recently as October last year, and even this year, has have said that the enough of man-made laws in Bangladesh, there should be Sharia laws. And journalist Shumi Khan told me that this illegal government, what she says is an illegal government, is in place by the backing of the Jamaat and the student conveners, and perhaps to hold on to power indefinitely, Muhammad Yunus will now resort to changing the constitution, which will be a death knell to the idea of Bangladesh, to the very idea of Bangladesh.